Hello fellow cinephile. Today I'm going to continue on reviewing Yorgos Lanthimos' films, and this will be the last one I review going into the favourite, which comes out on Boxing Day. So today I'm reviewing The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Stars Colin Farrell, Nicole Kidman, Rafi Casey, Barry Cohagen, Sunny Suljic and Alicia Silverstone. It's the story of Stephen, played by Colin Farrell, a charismatic surgeon who is forced to make an unthinkable sacrifice after things start to fall apart. The behaviour of a teenage boy that he's taken under wing starts to turn sinister. It looks at the relationship between him and the boy. This is a very unique and interesting film as well, much like Dogtooth and The Lobster. He started to tell a different story here, and his filmmaking's taken to extremes, I guess. His filmmaking is sort of shaping it, taking different turns. He's starting to really use the camera to tell the story. There's some really beautifully shot sequences. The cinematography is fantastic on this, but there's some really great shot sequences with wide shots and long wide angles, and the way it's sort of cut together and the things you see. There's particular scenes where Colin Farrell's character is walking down a long hallway and the camera's high above him, wide shots. He's not scared to have the camera back and just have the actors acting in the background and have these beautiful shots. And I'm really impressed by the cinematography here. And all the acting is solid, and there's some really interesting ideas he's dealing with here, different themes, love and loss, and the extremes that we do go to for particular people, and how arrogance can tear us down sometimes, and thinking we're better or stronger or smarter than others, and treating other people like, I don't know, charity, I guess, rather than human beings. That can cause suffering for everybody. This is kind of an interesting film in that regard. I think Yorgos continues to make really interesting films, and I think The Favourite's going to be a very interesting film. It'll be interesting to see how he's evolved even more with that sort of film as well. I enjoyed a lot of aspects to this. It deals with particular themes that I wasn't quite sure about, and I found myself wanting answers to things that I didn't explain. But like I said in the last two previous reviews, that with Yorgos, I'm just trying to go with his films. It's the best way to watch him. Don't ask too many questions and don't want too many answers. Just let it unfold as it should and go with the journey that's ahead of you. Because that's the best way to watch his sort of films. Asking too many questions, you're just setting yourself up for disappointment and not getting the answers that you really want. I think Nicole Kidman's really great, and this is the best I've seen her in quite a number of years. I'm not a huge fan of her, but I think she does a really solid job here. Colin Farrell's good, but these characters are a bit arrogant and prickly, so it's a bit hard to connect to or feel for. As the film goes on, you start to feel for him more, but to begin with, he's just a bit of an arrogant surgeon. And Barry Cohagen, very interesting actor, young actor. I can't really get a sense of if he's a brilliant actor or not, because the dialogue and the way they're acting was very sort of play-like. It was very sort of strange the way they interacted with each other and they said the dialogue in the scene. So I didn't get a real sense of anybody. I didn't really get a sense of him as a really great actor or not. I just found him sort of interesting to watch. You're not quite sure of the relationship to begin with between Colin Farrell's character and Barry Cohagen's character. You think there's something strange going on, but it turns out that it's not strange at all. He's just taken his kid under his wing after his father dies on his operating table and really wants to try and be that particular man for the young guy's life since his father's disappeared. His film really takes a lot of twists and turns along the way. Barry Cohagen's character is not quite what he seems, and the more you get to know him, the darker he seems as the film goes on. He ultimately tells Colin Farrell's character, Stephen, that his children will become ill, and you have to make a tough decision about which one should survive and which one shouldn't. And what an extreme thing to say, but you know, it's quite captivating that way. You want to see what is going to happen. You go on you want to see what happens. And the children do get ill, like he explained. And it's really about the decisions that are made within the film for each character and why they make these decisions. Yet again, it deals with extreme circumstances. There is some violence in this. It adds to the story, and there is a point and purpose to it. And there's a lot of metaphors happening within it. A character will be talking about one thing but meaning something else. I think Yorgos has really upped the ante with this film, and as I read in one review, this is him with his gloves off. He's really expressive in this, and he's not scared to take things to the extreme and show kind of shocking and powerful scenes within this. And I thoroughly enjoyed that. He's a filmmaker. I continuously like his movies and growing to like him much more. And I think I'm at the point now that whenever he comes out with a film, I'll definitely go and see it. I want to see it because he's very interesting, creative and unique, and a fresh voice within a world full of similar movies all the time. This is sort of a fresh take on everything. I do have a few criticisms with this film. The main sort of criticism I have is the acting just didn't seem normal or realistic, and there was no use of it doing that way, and I just didn't feel connected with anybody. I just felt like watching these people. There's no explanation why they talk in the way they do or the way they deliver lines or act, but it just sort of throws you off, or throws me off quite a bit. And the other thing is they don't explain things. This is a thing that happens with Barry Cohagen's character. He's able to do something, but they never explain why or how he's able to accomplish that. I did see an interview with Yorgos, and he talked about how this film was dealing with faith, belief, family, and decisions that you have to make. Even though I did enjoy this, I didn't quite enjoy it as much as I did The Lobster. I still think The Lobster is his best film, but I'm waiting to see The Favourite, and it may be my new film of his that I enjoy, I don't know. But I did still enjoy this film, just as not as much. Yet again, it's a captivating, interesting world. It felt a lot like a Stanley Kubrick film, especially a film like Eyes Wide Shut. There's a darkness just under the surface. The wide shots that he does, the ideas that he has within it, and what happens within that scene. And the dialogue and acting wasn't convincing or realistic, but it did remind me of Jack Nicholson's acting in The Shining, another one of Kubrick's films. And I think that's how Kubrick saw the world, and didn't need it to be realistic. And I think Yorgos has captured that idea with him. Not saying he makes the same films as Kubrick, he's a very different filmmaker, but each one of his films he's made is completely different to the last. And this is a great example of that. Final verdict. Like, if you like any of Yorgos's previous films, The Lobster, Dogtooth, or interested in The Favourite, you may enjoy this. I don't know if this film's going to be for everyone, but anyone who wants something a bit different, unique, and special, this is probably a film for you. And Yorgos is continuously becoming a great master of filmmaking, and he's sort of a genius in a way with what he's able to accomplish. A true artist in every sense of the word, and a very impressive and interesting director. So if you like something a bit different, you may enjoy this. I'm going to give Killing of a Sacred Deer 3.5 out of 5. I did enjoy what I saw here, and I put it next to Dogtooth. It's a very interesting, captivating film, and it's a film he's really upping the ante on and able to do much more than he did in previous films. And I really like to see more of this director, and I'm very interested and excited about The Favourite, which comes out next week. So I'll be putting all these reviews up, and then when The Favourite comes out, I'll put that review as well, and I'll determine which one is my favourite. Let me know in the comments below what your favourite Yorgos film is. If you enjoy his movies, what is your favourite movie at this stage? Did you like Dogtooth? Did you like Lobster? Or do you like this Killing of a Sacred Deer? And are you interested in The Favourite? And is there any other films or interesting directors out there that you enjoy, or that I should be watching if I enjoy these sort of films? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, that's all from me today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit subscribe down the bottom, and follow me on Facebook. But until next time, enjoy the movies.